Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 32nd episode of The Knowledge Nest. It is the first week of September, so I'm glad that we are in September. It's kind of cooling down. It's warm, but it's not burning hot, and it's not freezing cold yet like it's going to be in November. So enjoy the fall weather while you can, and welcome to the first full month of school. For this first part of the episode, we're going to do a brief overview of the CSI Library newsletter that Allison has created. We have these every month, and so I am very excited to show you what Allison has made for this month. So, of course, we have the Knowledge Nest up here, and we have a new occurrence, a new trend in the trivia part of the library. We do have our regular or semi-regular, quasi-regular library trivia event. However, we're also going to have weekly trivia questions. Come by the library for a new trivia question and answer 5 correctly each week and win a prize. And so essentially you're going to have to come to the library for a little over a month to come and win the prize. We've had several people stamp their cards already or have their cards punched by library staff, but no one has won the prize yet, of course, because we haven't done it for more than a month. So this is kind of exciting. So keep your eyes peeled for that and brush up on your trivia of all types. We have hip-hop history and we have etymology of words now. So there's no telling what next week's trivia question is going to be or what branch of knowledge it will come from. We are also reinstigating the monthly crafts. This month we're going to paint rock mandalas, which is very exciting. Ross kind of took the lead on that. And they're very, very good looking. So please come and paint your mandala. The summer reading challenge was such a hit that we're going to have a fall reading challenge as well. This month we're going to read a banned book. And then in October, we're going to read a murder mystery. And in November, read historical fiction. And related to that, we're going to get a head start on our murder mysteries in October. And September book club's pick is Hidden Pictures by Jason Rakulak. They meet every last Thursday of the month from 12 to 1, and so that's going to be September 28th. Goodreads has a little blurb here, and I'm just going to take us to the Goodreads blurb, the full one, and we're going to read that. It is a wildly inventive spin on the supernatural thriller about a woman working as a nanny for a young boy with strange and disturbing secrets. Mallory Quinn is fresh out of rehab when she takes a job as a babysitter for Ted and Caroline Maxwell. She is to look after their 5-year-old son, Teddy. Mallory immediately loves it. She has her own living space, goes out for nightly runs, and has the stability she craves. And she sincerely bonds with Teddy, a sweet, shy boy who is never without his sketchbook and pencil. His drawings are the usual fare: trees, rabbits, balloons. But one day he draws something different, a man in a forest, dragging a woman's lifeless body. Then Teddy's artwork becomes increasingly sinister, and his stick figures quickly evolve into lifelike sketches well beyond the ability of any 5-year-old. Mallory begins to wonder if these are glimpses of a long unsolved murder, perhaps related by a supernatural force. Knowing just how crazy it all sounds, Mallory nevertheless sets out to decipher the images and save Teddy before it's too late. So this is a little similar, and emphasis on a little, to Gotika, which was the book for, I think, last October. I believe that was the book club pick for October or November. So kind of another horror book, a mystery book. And so we also have our staff reads here. I'm reading The Complete Poems of Emily Dickinson. I've been reading that for the last year and 2 months. Ali's reading It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover, a romance novel. Ross is reading Un Secuestro in Mexico. And Reba is reading Fourth Wing, which I believe is a modern fantasy book. So we're reading all sorts of stuff. Miranda's probably reading something by Mercedes Lackey, who's her favorite author, and Mercedes Lackey is a wonderful author. So I would recommend that you all learn to broaden your horizons with books. Read books that you don't think you might like. I remember My first science fiction books I didn't think I would like, and my first one I actually didn't, but my second or third one, after I went back to the genre, I really enjoyed. So please go and read books you might not like at first. That's also how I got into religious studies. That's another tangent. But wide, multiple genres and wide palettes when it comes to information and entertainment resources is a very good thing. We also have our community resource directory here in English and Spanish. Please check that out. A lot of good resources with that. Now, that is all for the newsletter, and more information is on that. Go see the PDF that Allison and Reba will email out to you later. This week, we're going to talk about text readers and text-to-speech readers specifically, and other accessibility tools. I've had a lot of students and faculty and staff come to me and say, can you tell me about text-to-speech readers? And so I've decided that I'm going to do an episode on this because I want you all to have this access. And there are multiple ways you can access readings and websites through text-to-speech and related materials. Here is the page that we're going to read. We'll come back to this page, but here is a Canvas page. This is what you will most likely work with on a daily basis as a student or faculty member as Canvas. And up here, you have the immersive reader. And you can play it, and it will read you audio. I must stress, though, here it says links to an external site. The links here don't really work as well. It doesn't obviously say that it's a link, but it does say links to an external site. So you would want to get out of there and then go back to the regular page and look at the link. And it will tell you links to an external site, but you can't access the link from the immersive reader. So that just a little negative side to that, but let's see how it does at reading these things. And it will also highlight, as you can see, the items, the words that it is reading, so you can follow along with that. And it will show you where you left off. And if I click here, it will have little pictures that you can see as well. So for some of them. Yeah, listen. Okay. So, and we also have grammar options. It can show you the nouns and the verbs and such. It can edit the text. It can have different things. It can separate words by syllables as well. A lot of different options here. What about EBSCO? I had a little thing about EBSCO a few weeks ago. And so I wanted to take you to an article and show you how you can access materials and their text-to-speech iterations on EBSCO in case you need that when you're looking at databases. And so if you're here on the EBSCO page, you can click Access Now. And here's the article. And then you can click Listen and play. So this obviously has a little bit of issues. It will read this material, all the metadata, before it reads the abstract and the introduction, etc. However, this is a very important feature of the new EBSCO that you can have a text-to-speech reader, and it copies those by Adobe and Google Chrome. Another option potentially is you can download, well, not potentially, you can download it as a PDF, and we're going to show you how to do that in a minute on ProQuest. And then you can have the PDF reader in Adobe read it, and that has some of the same issues, but it's a little bit better. So what if you're on an ebook? I don't see any text-to-speech reader here. And so if you click PDF, current chapter, continue, open PDF, and we'll open it here in the browser. Here's the PDF. And if you click on these dots right here, read aloud.
Chapter 3. Building the Profession Research, Creative Activities, and Publication by Academic Librarians. Joan Beam and Kathy Cranston.
And so here you have, obviously, these. It's a much more straightforward reading, and it also highlights the words, which it doesn't do in EBSCO. But PDFs, Adobe are really good at reading out loud things. And you can choose which voice you would like it to have as well. What about websites? Here we have the About the College of Southern Idaho blurb, and here's a picture of Dr. Dean Fisher, our president. And so sometimes, and I prefer this README plugin, sometimes it will automatically detect the text that's on the site, but sometimes you'll have to copy and paste it into here. But if you press play.
Welcome to the College of Southern Idaho, one of the fastest growing educational institutions in the state of Idaho. We are a progressive campus where...
And so it will read that as well, and there's different settings and various things. I would strongly recommend you use the README plugin if you want to use any plugins. And there's also a lot of other plugins as well, but I would recommend that. Now, what if you're an ESL student and you don't have the resources or the ability yet to understand all of the English things? Well, you can use various translating tools. You can take an ESL class with the College Career Readiness Department at CSI, and you have Google Translate, Bing Translate, Paralink, Reversal Dictionary, Input King, Systran, and generative artificial intelligence tools to translate. And then you can use the README plugin tool, or you can save things as PDFs, or use another tool to read that out loud to you, so you can translate it to your language or translate your language to English. There are many different tools, and I would encourage you to talk to the accessibility departments and centers and career readiness, and you can talk to me as well for information about these tools. But these are just some of the accessibility tools that you can use in your daily life. And please reach out to anyone at the library for help with all sorts of things. Again, I encourage you to talk to Ross, who is our reference librarian, for information about periodicals, research with physical items. Miranda can help you find things that aren't in our library through ILL. If you have questions about the programming or want to suggest things about that, please talk to Ali. And again, also Reba, our director, is open to conversations as well. So we're all here to help you, and thank you very much for listening, and I will see you next time here on The Knowledge Nest.